Have you ever thought about why people like this kind of songs? Yeah, maybe for some people this is just noise and like people screaming and everything. But for me there's a special place in my heart for them. Hi, this is Future Wave Music Reports and you're talking to Philip Sunset, and today we're gonna talk about metal music, or actually hard rock music, or whatever you want to call it, because I am still trying to learn the differences between hard rock, grunge, or metal, or emo metal, or whatever, alternative rock or punk, I don't know, just heavy songs, heavy music. And today I'm gonna bring some examples like 3 Days Grace. They are my favorite band in this kind of archetype, but there are other bands like Linkin Park or other ones that I'm gonna talk about. But first, let's try to describe what is this kind of heavy music, okay? And you can put everything that you think that is heavy music in this archetype. In feeling terms, they talk a lot about being misunderstood and out of the society and pain and suffering. But of course, a lot of other genres in music talk about this kind of feelings, this kind of situations. But what's the special thing about metal or grunge or everything? I think it's the way they put it, because they are not just suffering. They are not like, oh, poor me, like a lot of pop songs. That I'm not talking about that in a bad way, okay? I'm just talking the way they present this, in my opinion, okay? You can have a different opinion. In these dark songs, I think the match feeling is anger or rage or fury, or I don't know, it's not about feeling out of the society or feeling that you were betrayed or feeling that someone passed through you or went through you, went up you, or whatever, and being sad. You're not just taking this and being, okay, I'm just sad. It's sad, but you are not accepting this. It's not acceptable. Like, I think some of these genres like metal or even punk, more than rock, as I know at least, they were created with the intention to protest, to go against something, the system or the world or people or whatever you want to go. If you are not like accepting something, or if you are against something, against the system, or I don't know, a way of thinking, maybe you are gonna identify with punk and metal because they are always enraged, they are infuriated by this. Like, it's like there's this thing and we hate this thing, and we're gonna explicitly say that we hate this thing and how this thing sucks. You can think like there are political protests of course, but you can also find like vague things, like in Riot of 3 Days Grace. The lyrics of Riot is, if you feel so filthy, so dirty, if you feel so angry, if you feel so stepped up, just get up because we are not alone and let's start a riot. And like that, it's easy like that. Let's start a riot because everyone is pissed about this situation, And I love this kind of songs because I think we all have anger or rage inside of us, and I have a lot of this, of course. I have a lot of rage and anger inside of me, because there is this balance that if you feel something, you're gonna feel the other opposite thing in the other end of this spectrum. In my opinion, I think this is very true, and I'm gonna talk more about this kind of stuff in another video. But we can see this in Riot, you can see this in Uprising. I think that I was listening to Muse now, and I didn't get the lyrics completely because I wasn't paying attention to that, but I'm a new fan of Muse, but they're talking about like, we are gonna be victorious, they won't control us, this kind of stuff. Lots of songs have this, I don't know, vague thing about, we hate this, we're gonna go against this, that's, I don't know, pulling us down. And I love this because it makes you take that anger and go through it and become a better version of yourself, or like in Break of 3 Days Grace. It's not raging against something, but it's raging against you feeling down. You feel like you're a bad person, or you're not gonna achieve something. You're feeling down. I'm gonna bring a lot of 3D scripts because I love them. Or in Animal I Have Become, he's protesting against his own nature. Like he was being a bad person and doing a lot of bad stuff because he was in that situation at that moment. And Animal I Have Become became a song. A lot of rage, a lot of anger, you know. And I think if you relate to this, if you feel like it's inside of you and want it to come out, it can come out. Listen through the songs. I'm not talking about punching people or stuff. I'm talking about listening to a song, maybe playing a game or doing some sports, or maybe exercising or stuff. These are more like the dark songs because I think it's so simple in a way. They talk to me in this level, but this is more in a lyricist view, you know. But more in terms of music, I think rock in general, not every rock, but rock in general, if they're not heavy, they feel like just a mid-term for me, because a lot of times I just feel like they're using heavy instruments to do light music, and there's no problem with doing light music, but I feel like always like it should be this and it's this, and not like it's this other stuff like light music. No, it should be this and it's here. I like when the guitars has a lot of distortion. I like when the basses are very heavy, like in Animal I Have Become, or guitars are doing fast things like in There's for Tomorrow, a little faster. I love this band also. You should listen to their album. Or like guitar riffs like in Riot. Like in a lot of stuff, like in Linkin Park, there are a lot of good songs like that, and they mix with a bit of electronic music, mixing metal with electronic, like in What I've Done. But I think I prefer when they go for more like this new album and the first albums, you know. Like on this album right here, Meteora, Breaking the Habit is very cool, even though it's not that heavy, but it's very, very cool. I think it's a good mid-term. Numb, it's awesome. My favorite Linkin Park song is In the End, because I think it's so frustrated with everything. It's about talking about everything going toward to a bad end, but it's cool. It's nice. I really love the rap parts on that, and for me, the Linkin Park star is the mixing between rap and metal, because I really like rap because I like the rhythm and everything. In the end, for me, it's the good mix of those two.
One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind.
There's one thing I don't like through heavy songs. It's the screams. If the screams like those dark screams like this, if they are too much in a song, like the whole song that people are singing in this register like this, if I am having a devil's voice or whatever, I can't do it for much time. I don't like it. It's personal. I don't really like those. I like something more melodic, or if they are just doing noisy, really noisy. So if in a scale that 0 is the lightest music you can listen to, like the most pop song you can listen to, get it is in your head, because I'm not gonna say it any example. Just think of the most pop song that you can think, completely out of metal or grunge or punk or whatever. Like 100% is the most metal you can listen to, like the singer like things like that. I think I would like something more like 75%. 75 to 80%, something like this. It should be more to that side in the spectrum, this side of the spectrum, like heavier, but not in a way that it gets out too much out of the melodic way, you know. So that's why I like 3 Days Grace, because I think they mix that very well. I like Linkin Park. The reason I really like metal or heavy songs is because of this energy I have inside of me, of just it feels like they are really playing the instruments. They are not holding back, you know, even though they are of course holding back, because otherwise they would be destroying the instruments. But it feels like they are not holding back. They are just pulling everything out and singing from their heart and playing from their heart and not from their whatever other reason. So that's the reason I really like this. This is why I like these songs, this kind of music, because of the anger. But if it was about sadness, what makes a song sad? So, but well, if you wanna know what makes the song sad, you can click here in the last video I did, and you can check it out. And please subscribe to these reports. And this is Future Wave Music Reports, and I'm finishing this report. See you in the next report.